Hey, let me set up a little bit. I'm not even prepared to talk today, but I'm just gonna come from the heart today. I'm gonna say some stuff. I'm just gonna speak very candidly and come from the hip. Went to a Tara's off camera laughing at me because she inspired this talk.
I'm sorry, y'all.
So I give no disclaimer for what I'm about to say or how you take it, but real deal. Went to a breakfast meeting this morning. I was in a room with two confirmed multi millionaires. We were having a town hall meeting, and in the meeting a lot of people were asking questions that were somewhat foolish, and I can tell that it was even getting under the skin of the speakers that I'm referring to. So I took the mic and I made a comment and said, hey, listen, this isn't the time or the place to ask dumb questions. You know, a lot of times, and let me set the record straight. A lot of times people say there's no dumb or stupid question. Yeah, there is. I've been in a room with multiple millionaires and billionaires, and they all tell me the same thing. There is a such thing as a dumb or stupid question. So let's get that out of the way. So as I took control of the mic, I said, hey, listen, you are getting privy information right now from the gentleman that was speaking, and that it was imperative that you use your time, your privilege to have the microphone to ask a question to its highest and best use. So I was also at the table. A couple came and sat down at my table. I was just sitting by myself. They came and sat down, engaged in the conversation, just talking in general. But one thing that I noticed so many times, people like to put on airs and just try to speak highfalutin and think that you're going to be impressed because they're using a particular vernacular or something like that. Listen, let's keep it real. I'm a C student. I can pull an A at any time I wanted to in school. And that's one thing I have to let people know when they're talking to me. First, they say, okay, you're Dr. Harris. You're a doctor for a reason, apparently. So then they engage further into the conversation. Then when I just talk to them regularly, see, I like to talk on a third grade level. I don't like trying to have highfalutin conversations. A third grade conversation will do with anybody. It's understandable amongst everybody. So a couple came in and it's like, yes, I have my MBA here and I attended this school and all that blah 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 blah. Then another gentleman, I worked in Silicon Valley. I was like, I wouldn't be saying that too loud right now, but it was like trying to impress me with words. But what I realized was many times people don't know as much as they think they know, so they feel they have to try to use the big words to impress you. So Tara and I was just talking, and just in general, I keep things like super simple. I really do. And I was asked a question, well, if you had this parcel of land, would you subdivide it and do rental properties to be able to create revenue, or would you do a yield? And I was like, dude, just talk to me like a third grader. You know, so I went into an example of how I had a friend who owned a large parcel of land and how I was monetizing that land and creating positive cash flow and revenue. And, you know, I act like I had some sense, some couth, as my mom would say. So I started explaining about fertilization. I said, listen, on this property, this person has horses, has chickens and stuff like that. And I explained that, you know, chickens provide fertilizer, which I had no idea, but it's high in nitric acid and is very valuable and creates a lot of revenue. And you know, I told Tara, I always talk about being your authentic you. You know, I'm the kind of guy, I'll go to a business meeting in a sweatshirt and a hat and tennis shoes because that's who I am. I don't have to impress anyone because I don't work a job. I don't work for a company. So I have the autonomy to be who I am and say what I want to do, because I don't have fear of economic loss. No one can take a paycheck or money from me. So with that said, Tara and I, we always cut up. We always have a lot of fun. So she said, well, Sean, you ought to just say what you want to say and just be. And I said, you know what? You're right. So in that conversation, I should have just said what I should have said in the first place. I said, look, it's a lot of money in chicken shit. Because it is. But we try to be so proper in trying to appeal to the next person, and you take away from your authentic you. If you want the real deal on how to become successful, how to build $1 million business, how to become a millionaire, I'm just going to tell it to you the way I've learned it and tell it to you pretty straight. So that's my rant for today. Tara and I are having fun, just kind of cutting up and just kind of debriefing from the town hall I came from, I learned a wealth of information, guys. It's some projects taking place in my city right now that will blow your mind. But anyway, so I say all that to say, be your authentic you. Speak to people on the third grade level. You will get a higher yield on your return as far as the information that you're going to learn, disseminate, and have a value add to one another. So that's one thing you always want to do when you're meeting with somebody. Make sure there's a value add. Make sure you're getting value and that you're also giving value. All right, guys, I'm Dr. Sean J. Harris. Make impact and make money while you're doing it.